Eagle S6, tuned to C standard. Alright. First things first, I am not going to change the high strings. I am probably just going to change the, because the A and the D string are new this week. The G constantly gets beat up and it always looks more beat than the other strings. The E I know I did not change. So, that being said, I just bought 4 new packs of strings to the Guitar Center. I always use the open pack first. One thing to know about me is I know what's mine. I know every last bit of what's mine. I have my trusty pin puller. All receipts. Here's the open pack. Now, on this set, the only one I'm going to replace is the E string, or C, low C. Yeah, I put too much winds on this when I put this on. So I'm going to have to start measuring 2 posts up and just going from there rather than pull the whole string through and get this mess. Alright, now very conveniently, perfect, but it sure as hell better than I pull up as best I can. Could use the pin puller on my string winder, although I know it's, there you go, I think I heard it. Let's go. Now be very careful because pins disappear. Throw out your string the minute it comes off your guitar. Dogs could eat it. I think it's food, and you don't want that shit. You don't want canine accidentally eating this. Now, for those of you who know me, you know that I do not like replacing plain strings on acoustic nearly as much as the round wound strings. That is because plain strings on acoustic, as they break in, they don't get the indents that rounds do. So plains sound better a month or 2 into their life. So, and that's really on acoustic or electric. You clean them, but you don't replace them right away. All right, now, boom, boom. Cut it here, and again, throw out all loose string ends. The minute they come off the string, you don't want a dog or some wildlife trying to chew on it and breaking their teeth. Not cool. Feed it through the post. Keep it kind of high up. You don't feed it all the way through because that'll get you the proper amount of wine. So you're not going too much more or less than just 2 wines around the post. As you see from the other ones, I messed that up by not measuring before I cut. Get about a 1/2 inch out of the way. make sure it doesn't pull up your bridge pins. Because I use very heavy strings, and there's somewhat heavy tension. I mean, C standard is not the highest tension on these kind of strings. You gotta get to like 70 gauge strings. All right, still more than 2 ones. It's not gonna be, wow, yeah, it is. Coming up, see, push it down. See that every time. That's a little bit too much. Remember, when tuning, you tune up. You never tune the string. I think one more pull and we'll get this. I didn't do the most perfect job on winding it around the post. Now, they got these. These are all going on the next guitar. I'm just going to take out the G for this, because I feel like the G gets the most beat up with the finger picks of all the strings, because that's the one wound string that gets the business from pretty much all the finger picks and the thumb. Let's get this bad boy nice and loose. About the peg head. When I go into this recording session, I'm going to have all 3 of my guitars are going to have brand new strings on them. Then I can measure. So like, I've been slacking on every first of the month changing the strings. No. Especially on flat wounds. Now my Strat has different frets. My Strat's got taller frets. So with the Strat, they eat into the strings. The taller frets eat into the strings. So the Strat, I feel like I gotta replace the strings on Jazzmaster, and thankfully this. I mean, really, really it's the Jazzmaster that I can go the longest amount of time between replacing strings, on the simple merit that, oh yeah, you know it, BL. Thank you so much for the commentary. Way. Right, these are going to go on my electric. These gotta get wound up again. I don't like my shit out of place. I don't like my strings loose like that, but is what it is. Put these bad boys back in the packed open strings. I can keep these out. My electric, and this I just want to unwrap the G while keeping the D nice and wrapped, because what happens is the middle strings, I feel like, get the most beat up, the G and the D string, and therefore are most likely to break. Which is why I go through these strings the fastest. Now on an acoustic it ain't as bad, but when I'm playing my electric guitar and I'm using flat wounds, every time I break a D string or a G string, which are the most likely strings to break, I gotta replace the pack. No, I'm not back from tour. I'll be done with. I'll be on Long Island the first weekend in October. I want to do, if I'm not doing like a cool New York City show, I want just 2 Long Island shows that weekend. Reached out to a few places. Nothing really bit yet, but that's not saying that they won't bite. I feel like they will, but I gotta keep pushing for a venue on Long Island. I'm only going to New York City if it's with all the relevant bands, because I don't like driving. I gave up driving taxis a full-time career because I really hate driving in the city. Long Island, fine. I'll drive on Long Island all day, every day. I love working my own company, although I have to take a job that's not as sedentary in 2026 because I don't want to get fat again. Now that I'm not as fat as I was in 2022, I am determined to not get fat again. The only way I can do that is take a warehouse job, a construction job, maybe a package delivery job. It has to be more delivery, less driving. Maybe even Amazon. Amazon, it's steady work, but it doesn't pay. Like the best case scenario is best case scenario for me right now is find something in construction. I did go to electrical school. I know a thing or two. I just haven't put it to practice. And I feel like I gotta put that shit to practice to make it. I'll make it worthwhile. I'll make that work. I'm not talking into the phones. There you go. Where am I at tonight? Who really wants to work? It's not a matter of me wanting to. And I'm just hanging out. I'm in Oxnard, California. And just a park area. It's dusk. Bring this bad boy up. I'd rather play music for a living, but I realize I am not making a living playing music. I gotta head back and DW drones and Gold guitars. Oh yeah. I like Gold guitars and DW. They're cool. Alright, so tune this beast up onto my next guitar. Oxnard, yeah. That's guitar 1. It's a mute. Going in her case. This case is a new guitar, new case, I mean fairly new, got it a month ago. The main thing is I'm going to keep the strings separate. The strings, there's 2 pouches and I hate fishing for strings at gigs. Like if I know what's in the auxiliary pack. The string pull is very next here. I've been pretty loyal to the 13 chromes. What I mean is, so I got my first pack of 13 chromes in 2002. And I actually tuned them up to standard pitch. All right, this is my Jazz Master. I mean, these strings have been on, I'm pretty sure these strings have been on it since May. Now these are $20 a pack strings. Do I have a family? Well, I mean, yeah, mom and dad still going strong. I got a brother, he's doing good. But I would never have kids. Nope, no way, no how. Flat wound electrics, the E string, A string, D string, G string. I put away the E. These are 13 and 17, too light for what I want. Maybe they'll go on a lap steel, maybe they'll go on a Gibson I tuned to D. Right now I got 2 Gibsons. I got my one Gibson that I'll never let go, and that is my my Epiphone Les Paul from like 6-7 years ago. And the reason why is that thing has the fattest neck on a Gibson I've ever played. I've played Simon Chartier's 50s. I played a few of his 50s. It's got that neck profile. The thing's awesome. And this one goes toe to toe with either of those guitars. If I'm going to keep the Gibson, because Gibsons I don't like the scale length. I do like P90s. I don't like the scale length of Gibson guitars. Let's replace the... I forgot locking tuners are a professional musician's best friend. Say what you want about the standard tuners. Oh, they don't make a difference. No, I feel the difference. B string and high E string. These bad boys go first. What I'll probably end up doing with my Seagull acoustic is I'm going to find locking tuners for it. I know they got to make them. I know it's not popular to put locking tuners on your acoustic, but you know what? I don't like the whole wrapping the strings around the peg posts. To me, it's an art, it's a waste of time, and it does more damage than good in my opinion. When I'm playing, I just want to, like what you see here. Put the string on and bam, it's in tune. I don't have to worry about it. E string and E string. On the high C string, you always snap it. I'm heavy-handed with my strings, I know. I sleep in my car. Screw the whole idea of the hotel room. Why would I spend money that I'm not making? Oh yeah, this is 2 months in on a tour where I'm playing every night. If I've ever seen a string with no life in it, is that G that I mean, I don't like bright strings. I hear bright strings, I'm like, too much fundamental, and you get bright tones anyway. And then you kind of Fender style guitar. You want the strings to give you as much fatness as possible, not not the other way around. Okay. Let's pull these bad boys through. Let me make sure. Yeah, I got it right. But yeah, no, about sleeping in my car versus hotel rooms. Screw the whole hotel, especially Southern California. Yeah, no, I will not pay for a hotel room. Now, somebody offers me, that's a whole different story. The last I checked, there are a few gigs across the country where you get hotel rooms, and believe me, I accept that with open arms. But they're few and far between. I gotta make do with what I got, and all I got is my car. And I mean, I say all I got, it's, trust me, it is, at this point, I really feel that is my best investment I ever made. But, day-to-day expenses, I cannot go into debt over 8 hours a night. It's not like I'm a rock star. I live on under $1,000 a week. And some weeks there's more than $1,000 just in gas. So, gotta be extremely selective about where I will sleep at night. Always throw away strings the minute you clip them. Let's talk about this bad boy. I mean, this guitar goes fast. The stringing, of the Jazz Master goes fast. Strat, not as fast. Acoustic, definitely not as fast. But one of the perks of the Jazz Master with locking tuners, restringing it is a breeze. People say the Telly is the easiest guitar to restring. I beg to differ. I think the Jazz Master is. And the E string, A string. Of course, I'll go back and forth, especially in certain bands. Now, I was saying is I've been using 13 since 2002. 13 gauge flat ones, but it's not a straight line of only 13 gauge flats. That was when I was playing in standard pitch. I'll go back and forth. Like some standard pitch, you know, with this. I never like standard pitch with 13s. I thought, oh, you get a fatter tone. Yeah, you kind of get that Dwayne Eddy tone. Kind of. But even Dwayne Eddy, I think, tuned his guitar down to D at one point. Right. Wouldn't make anything. If I stayed in a hotel room, I would not make a thing. Which, I mean, hey, you know what? We all gotta learn how to leverage this. I'm learning. I'm gonna create a bunch of new profiles and put out new tunes as this new entity. Because let's face it, Bobcat One Man Band has a hard time getting booked as punk rock meets the Beatles. So I need to create more different profiles so I can get booked in more different kind of places. There are not wineries, like wine bars that have music almost every night of the week. And I'm not getting these gigs that pay because they don't like the idea of Bobcat One Man Band, punk rock meets the Beatles. But Robert Katz, jazz guitarist, might sell them. Okay. 2 down, 1 to go. Okay. Yes. Let's just tune this bad boy up. Jazz. Okay, 2 down, 1 to go. Yire. Right. Trusty Strat over here. Now it is full on dark out. Case. Love this guitar. Should have done this one first. This one seems, I don't know, it's kind of the hardest one for me. I feel like I don't speak the language of Strats as well as Jazz Masters and Tellys. But, love the tone of these guitars. Just got E string. Now I will get the B string. I like having double string trees on my guitars, so that gives you a little more tension on especially your G string and D string. Let's go in the garbage. One thing I don't like about a Strat is it's not. See the Telly with the square body and it's square, there's no gentle curves on a Telly. So when I'm stringing it up and it's on a table, I can pull the strings through almost. Keep them parallel like this. Throw these bad boys out. I got one more set of strings to put on. I maintain the Strat with flat wounds. It's not a popular sound. Man, it's like the least obvious sound out there, I feel like. Everyone I know who plays a Strat uses round wounds. I would say other than Buddy Holly, the Beatles, maybe Dick Dale. Certainly Dick Dale in the 60s. But I'm sure any of the 50s guys would have used flat wounds. It just seems so like counterintuitive. Like they'll say, "Oh, you use round wounds with the Strat, maybe flats with the Telly or Jazz Master," but like there's a world of tones that you don't know about. In a Strat that are accessed with flat wounds. You cannot access the flat wounds. This is easier than I thought. This guitar. Whereas, you know, every circuit guitar player kind of puts down the Strat nowadays. I say kind of in a very soft kind of way. Like, you know the Strat's cool, especially for circuit guitar, but because of how many, I feel like that boomery 70s generation killed the Strat. I'm not talking about big star. I'm talking like, you know, like the Deep Purples of the world. Not Deep Purples, Richard Blackmore's a killer guitar player. Just that generation, the Hendrixy generation. Well, Hendrix himself, great, you know, he's the GOAT on guitar. Everyone knows it. I feel like the Strat has been most associated with him. Eric Clapton. You know, you often think of those players and not, you know, associate a Strat, you think those 70s, not guitar gods, they kind of are, but you know that generation of Strat players. Guys who play solos, not who play, but I mean, the more I listen to the Beatles, especially in their 65 period, the Strat was their sound. Ticket to Ride, If I Need Someone, Help. You think Help was Gretsch, but actually, try to sell this tomorrow. Now these bad boys are all strung up. Relative pitch to each other. Who's this? Can't read your name. How's the gig going? Oh, okay. Haven't gotten any more booked since last week, but all is good, I guess. It's not me. Alright guys, ciao for now.